couple of state TV employees were wounded as a result of the Israeli strike on the Iranian state TV building. Actually, it's like one of these state TV buildings. It's a complex with many buildings. The broadcast of the news network was interrupted after this strike, but it went back to the normal situation after a while. The same anchor woman got back to the studio and started reading the Supreme National Security Council statement. That is what we have from the state TV, the attack on the state TV for now. But as we speak, Israel just hit Red Crescent convoy who was en route to rescue and recover some bodies from a rubble in Tehran. Two rescue workers, two Red Crescent workers have reportedly been killed. And Tehran is a battle scene right now, Franz. So I can tell you that. Minutes ago, I heard air defenses being actively engaged near Parchin because that's near my residence. So Israel is hitting all areas simultaneously. I can tell you that for sure. And I'm assuming most of the targets are combined civilian, residential, and government and military sites.
Saeed, we saw social media videos on Sunday night of residents of the capital trying to flee with these evacuation warnings by the Israelis. What is the situation?
True, Francois. There are so many people trying to leave. Last night, Tehran witnessed one of the most heaviest traffic jams ever in its lifetime. I spoke with a lot of people who were trying to get out of Tehran. One particular person told me that they tried to leave Tehran. They got to their car at 6 p.m. and by 4 a.m. they hadn't even managed to leave the city. And they just turned back to their house in hopes of leaving in the coming days. So this is big. If you can't leave Tehran in 9 hours, that shows how big of a traffic jam Tehran was witnessing last night. Again, today, many people tried to leave Tehran with the evacuation orders. But the thing is, the IDF issued the evacuation orders like 30 minutes before it hit. Right now, before it attacked the Iranian state TV, they issued an order for the entire residents of District 3 of Tehran to evacuate. Now, this district hosts 300,000 Iranian nationals and civilians, approximately. So in 30 minutes, I wonder how can 300,000 people evacuate that district and where can they go to with these traffic jams?
Yeah, and at the same time, the Wall Street Journal and the Reuters news agency both reporting that Iran has asked Gulf states to speak to Donald Trump and get him to intervene so there could be an immediate ceasefire. Do we know any more?
I don't think that report is credible, Francois. I spoke to diplomatic sources. They say that diplomatic solutions are off the table. We're in a prolonged war. The diplomatic apparatus of Iran, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has explicitly told me that they will not be seeking a diplomatic solution to end this war. They will fight their own battles and they will defend themselves legitimately against the aggression of Israel. That is what I have heard from the Iranian Foreign Ministry. So I don't believe on the official line that there have been requests to Cyprus or Saudi Arabia or Qatar or Oman to mediate between Iran and Israel and bring in Donald Trump to bring these two countries to a ceasefire. I don't think that is likely.
Donald Trump, who was equivocal in statements just a few minutes ago about whether or not there should be a de-escalation. Many thanks, Saeed Azimi, for that live update from Tehran. The Iranians who've put out a statement, Iranian state media, saying that they're preparing for, quote, the largest and most intense missile attack in history on Israeli soil. For more on that, let's cross to Jerusalem and correspondent Noga Tarnapovsky. That warning in the opposite direction coming on a day when Israel has suffered fatalities in several locations.
That's right, it did. Israel suffered fatalities in 3 separate locations and was hit in 5 over the last 24 hours, plus an admission that came out from, released by the Israeli army censor just about an hour ago, that the 3 people killed in Haifa were died by smoke inhalation when a missile hit the refinery in Haifa. So that is quite an admission about Iran having been able to reach what is clearly national infrastructure here in Israel. I just want to add, for whatever this is worth, that Donald Trump appeared a few minutes ago with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, and he said that the Iranians had reached out. He said they want to talk, and then he added, I'd say Iran is not winning this war, and they should talk immediately before it's too late.
Yeah, he seemed to shift back and forth, giving at first in those remarks the impression that it was too late to talk, and then sort of dialing it back. We'll see how that evolves. Noga, what's the mood where you are?
The mood is pretty grim. You know, Tel Aviv is normally a fun city. Today it was covered in shattered glass, mostly caused by people leaving their windows closed when they left their homes to go to shelters, and the really vast blasts that accompany the Iranian missiles. Also, more and more questions are being asked both about the feasibility of what Prime Minister Netanyahu promised Israelis. In other words, that the Israeli army on its own could, quote, eliminate the nuclear threat from Iran. That appears to not be the case. And in addition, about his gambit, also more and more evident that the Iranian regime might be able to fall, you know, as a result, as a reverberation of this Israeli attack. The Prime Minister's spokesman made a comment to that effect a few hours ago.
And we heard the Israeli Prime Minister, who appeared to be, in a sense, dialing things back earlier. Noga, I'll find the quote here where he says the Israeli. He claimed that the Israeli Air Force controls the skies of Tehran, and it's on the way to achieving our 2 goals: eliminate the nuclear threat and eliminate the missile threat. Can one take it that he's not no longer vying for regime change, particularly after news agencies reported that Donald Trump had vetoed the idea of targeting the supreme leader?
It's hard to know. Prime Minister Netanyahu began this operation by announcing that Israel had just one war objective, which was to eliminate the nuclear threat. As of today, we know he has added a secondary objective, which is to rid the threat of these missiles. This raised some eyebrows in Israel because, you know, 8 or 10 people are dying here every day as a result of those missiles, while supposedly they're being gotten rid of. And then the National Security Advisor for the Prime Minister, Tzachi Hanegbi, said in an interview openly on the radio, he said that the political leadership of Iran is a legitimate target. So it's very difficult to know which of the Israeli messages we should be taking most seriously. And as a result, I do take the most severe threat seriously until we hear otherwise.